Inspector Johnson. Matthew Holden, please, come through.
Thank you. I'm surprised to see you here this morning, Mr. Holden. Didn't the hospital say you ought to rest?
Well, yes, but I think it's important for the staff to see everyone carrying on as normal after a day like yesterday. Some of them were pretty upset. Guns being waved around, you know.
Are you sure you're up to this? We can always do it later.
No, I'm fine. I think my pride was dented more than my head. After all, no one likes losing £25,000, do they? Would you like coffee?
Carver.
Chris, come in. So how you doing? You finding your feet?
Fine, sir. No problems.
What about all the paperwork?
Yeah, well, that's a bit different from the stuff on the squad, but I'm getting the hang of it.
So, fancy a change? We've got rather an odd situation with one of our snouts.
How do you mean?
Well, he used to work for Burnside and Roach, but now they're out of the picture. We need somebody to size him up all over again. You fancy it?
Yeah. Wouldn't mind losing the desk for a bit. What's he got on offer?
Well, he said he got something interesting, but he would, wouldn't he, being a snout? He's going to ring back in about 5 minutes.
Keen?
His name's Travis, Dave Travis.
Right. Report back to you.
Yeah. Oh, OK. And if he comes up with anything, consider yourself his new handler.
As the security guards went into the front office, there was a loud bang. I'm pretty sure that was from a shotgun.
Yes, they hit one of the security cameras. Did you see who fired?
No, I didn't see anything at that point. The security guard was blocking my view. Then he got pushed aside, and I saw this man with a pistol. And I can remember that quite clearly, because it was one of those they use in films.
Can you describe it?
Yeah, it had a long barrel. You know, the Germans used them in the war.
Luger.
Ah, that's it. It just looked odd, seeing it in real life.
Did you see the man who was holding it?
Well, sort of. He had a balaclava.
So you don't think you'd recognize him if you saw him again?
I'm not sure. Maybe. Look, Inspector, I'm sorry, but...
No, don't worry. You've been very helpful, and we've got enough for the moment, thank you.
Find a best, please. Cheers. Thank you. Dave?
Yeah.
This Deakin. How's it going?
Fair, you know.
How long have you been back?
Back.
Well, you must have been away, otherwise you'd know about Burnside and Roach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard something. I wasn't sure it was true, so... well, I've been up north.
Oh, business or pleasure?
Bit of both. Doesn't do to stay in one place too long, does it?
You've been picking up a few things since you got back.
Bits and pieces. What's the going rate these days?
So someone once told me that information's like cod. You know, the fish.
You what?
Yeah, you see, when it's fresh, you get £2 a pound. But when it's a few days old, you might as well give it to the cat.
Buy a lot of cod, do you?
If it's fresh. Haven't got a cat.
You want to sit down? So, how long have you been at Scannell?
Not long. Transferred over a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. Where from?
Robbery squad.
What, you left there to come here?
Yeah, well, it's like you said. It's not good to be in the same place for too long. Sometimes it's better to be one step ahead, yeah? So, how fresh is this info you've got?
Yesterday. I know who did the Union Building Society job. I can give you 2 names. One address for certain, another one that's worth looking into. If you don't hang around, I'll still be sitting on the stuff. Sounds good. How'd you know about it? Doesn't really matter, does it? I'm telling you, you pull those guys, and you will get a result. Come on. Don't tell me you don't want this firm.
No, it's not that.
So?
No, it's my governor. You see, we'll need armed backup at this mob. And he's a bit iffy about calling them out unless he's got the goods right in his lap. You know what I mean? Unless it's a sure thing.
Look, I'm telling you, it's good.
Yeah, I know, listen. I'd like them. I'd have them away, no problem. But the first thing my governor's going to ask me is, how do I know the information's good? How do you know about it?
You stitched me up.
Come on. Why'd I do that? You called us, remember? But you've got to give me something to work with. Establish a basis of trust, yeah?
Come on, let's get out of here.
Rod, can you set up the video again in my office? Tosh, how are you getting on with the witness statements from yesterday?
Just about done, Gov.
Great. Jim, anything from forensics?
No, not yet, Gov.
Well, give him a push and see if you can find out if they're still making German Lugers. Mr. Holden seemed to think that's what they used.
What, from the war?
I don't know. Check if any of the collectors have reported one stolen. Where's Chris?
He's gone out. I think the D.C.I set him up to meet one of Burnside's old snouts.
Oh. When?
That was about an hour ago.
Sally, anything new on the building society?
Not a lot. The witnesses didn't get a clear enough view of the gang to be much use in identification. I'm going to watch the security camera tape again, but the quality on that isn't brilliant either.
We'll keep pushing. I don't like the way these guys handle themselves. Too smooth by half.
Sir, can I have a word?
Yeah, of course. You got a problem?
Not directly, sir, no. I've just been told you sent Chris Deakin out to meet one of Burnside's old snouts.
Yeah, that's right. Roach used to be his co-handler. And since neither of them are around anymore, he needs a new contact. I thought Chris would be a good choice. Help him get to know the ground a bit as well.
Yes, well, very probably. But with all due respect, sir, if this snout worked for a DI before, don't you think he should be handled by a DI again?
What, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, come on, Sally. You know that informants don't necessarily go with rank. It's down to personality whether they work for you or not.
Well, it would have been nice to have been given the chance to find that out, sir.
Well, if you feel that strongly about it, I'll wait till Chris has sussed him out, and if it's any good, I'll suggest you as co-handler, OK? But in the meantime, I think you've got enough to be going on with, don't you?
Gov, Sergeant Boyden just called. He thinks they found the getaway car from yesterday.
Great. Can you check it out, Suzi?
Yeah, sure.
There wouldn't have been this problem with Burnside or Roach.
How long do you work for them?
A couple of years, maybe a bit more.
Get on well with them?
Well, they knew I wouldn't mess them about, yeah.
And you told them everything?
Well, yeah. Mostly.
Look, Dave, you made the contact. If you don't want to go through with it, that's fine. No hard feelings. Maybe we can do something next time when you're not tied in.
Who said I was tied in?
There's got to be some reason you're not telling me the whole story.
There's a guy called Steve Parker, he's the main guy. There's another guy called Davis. I don't know the third, he's a spade.
And?
They're tooled up, right? And I know who they are because I gave them the guns. And before you say anything about that, they're not mine, okay? I'm just the bagman. I drop them off, I pick them up.
Who's the placer? Oh. Bit of trust, yeah?
Bloke called Blair. He's got a scrapyard on Ida Lane.
And a bit of gun hire on the side.
Hire or buy, these are hired. 2 pump actions and a Luger. I'm supposed to call them and tell them it's okay to bring the guns back. So if you want them, I haven't got much time.
Where's the meat?
Oh. Why?
I'm interested. So?
Do you know what'll happen if Blair finds out about this? He'll do my legs. Or worse.
Don't worry about that. You're on my side now. Trust me.
It was reported stolen day before yesterday in Wapping.
Yeah, nicked for the job.
You gonna get Socko down to have a look at it?
Well, it's not going to tell us much now, is it?
I don't know, Chris. Are you sure it's not a wind-up?
Pretty sure, Gov, yeah. He's twitchy enough for it to be genuine. But I want to have a look at the drop just to be certain.
All right, but if there's any guns involved, you stay well clear. Observation only, understood?
Yeah, right. Yeah, thanks. OK, we're on.
Just you, right?
Yeah. Call Parker and set it up.
Sally, anything on that car?
No, sir. Whoever they aren't stupid. They burned it out. Complete waste of time.
Well, in that case, I've got some good news for you. I think Chris Deakin's snout has come up with their names.
Seemed fine enough at my end.
Do you know what's going to happen if this comes out?
Don't worry, I told you. It's just between you and me. Come on, show us the stuff. How much of his deposit did he get back?
Half. Would have been more if they hadn't fired them.
So, now you're taking back to Blair, yeah?
Well, I'm not going to leave them in there, am I?
Okay. Just do everything as usual. I'll be in touch, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Gov?
Thanks. Suzi, is Sergeant Deakin back yet?
No, not yet.
This is ridiculous. Oh, Chris. How'd it go?
Fine, Mum. I just had a report to Mr. Meadows.
Good. That's where I'm going.
Better find the life jackets. I think there's a storm coming.
Nah, it doesn't bother Deakin if she gets her knickers in her choice.
You reckon he's all right, then?
Well, it seems sound enough. And he doesn't get PMT every month.
Oi.
So you recognise this bloke, Parker?
Yes, Gov. We nicked him 3 or 4 years ago for a post office job in Wimbledon. CPS didn't proceed.
We could have made sure of it this time if we caught him tooled up. As it is, he could walk away clean.
Well, forensics will link them to the guns, and they're still sitting on the cash.
Yeah, but for how long? I want to move on them now before they get rid of any more evidence.
Well, that sounds reasonable. Chris?
Well, Gov, my worry is they'll link it straight back to Travis. It's been 24 hours since the raid, and if we'd had witness identification, we'd have lifted them already. If we go and nick them now, they're bound to think they've been grasped, and Travis is the obvious candidate.
That's his problem. He knows the risks.
Yes, Ma'am, but there are risks and risks.
Oh, come on. You've known this snout 10 minutes. You want us to let Parker and his team go so that you can protect him?
He only went out on a limb because I pushed him. I don't want to have to cut it off behind him as well.
We can't afford to go soft on a team like this because your conscience is bothering you. How long before they pull another job and someone gets hurt? I want to move on them right away while we know where they are.
Unless there was another way.
Yeah?
When I got back, I had a talk with the LIO about the armourer, Blair. Before he took over the scrapyard at Ida Lane, he had formed for robbery. Now, if we were desperate for suspects in the building society job, we might just turn him over on spec. And if we were to find a stash of guns while we were doing it...
You'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Could be.
Sally?
What about your snout?
If we nick Blair in possession with the guns from the building society job, he'll be right in the frame. The only way he can get out is by giving us Parker. Travis doesn't come into it.
If Blair rolls over.
Let's go for this scrapyard. You're going to need SO-19 as backup. How quickly can you move, Sally?
I'll get started now. Chris. So, if it doesn't work out, I mean, if we don't find anything at this scrapyard, I want the OK to go over and pull Parker and his team at home.
Let's just wait and see what happens, shall we, Sally?
Do you know where to look once we get in there?
Not exactly, Mum, no. Just, under a pile of cars.
Well, there won't be any shortage of them.
All clear now, Gov.
Right, Frank, ready when you are.
York units, stand by. All York units from York 1. Go, go, go. Roger. Okay, we got him.
Yeah, he's clean, Gov.
Yeah, relatively speaking. All yours.
Thanks.
What is this? This is out of order. You've got no rights.
Stephen Blair, D.I. Johnson, Sun Hill. I have reason to believe you were involved in an armed robbery yesterday afternoon. Got anything to say about that?
Yeah. I was here all day yesterday, and I've got witnesses to prove it.
Of course you have. Get him up.
This is a fit-up. You know as well as I do. I wasn't on that job.
Oh, yeah. It's got your style all over it, just like that Wimbledon job 3 years ago.
That never ever got to court. Nor will this.
We'll see. In the meantime, Stephen Blair, I'm arresting you on suspicion of armed robbery. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Good. Now, I'll have a look round your place, see what else I can find aside from some dodgy motors.
Look all you want. All you'll find out there are cars.
We'll see. Rod, I'll start in here. You have a look outside.
Right.
You could give us an hand with this, could you, Sarge?
You're not even warm.
What?
There's nothing in there.
Why didn't you tell us before?
Would have let Blair know we were tipped off. Anyway, you needed the exercise. Try into the back seat of that red Fiat.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Jim. Not too obvious, eh? Lucky guess.
I told you. You're wasting your time.
You're not obliged to say anything, so don't.
Stop! Nothing!
Gov! Over here!
Bring him, Suzi. Come on. Still say you had nothing to do with that building society raid?
Somebody must have left them there when they brought the car in.
Regular little armoury. Left that as well, did they? Well, you can have a nice little think about it on your way back to the Nick. Come on.
Yeah. Well, he was the only one who did know where they were, eh?
Yeah, and if the governor had known, she'd have been on him like a shot.
Well, maybe that's why I didn't tell her. It was too obvious. It was a tip-off.
So instead we spent an hour getting covered in oil.
Come on, you know what Johnson's like. She's not exactly an informant's friend, is she? Do you remember how she stitched up Alan's snout? Well, she don't care what happens to him as long as she gets what she wants.
Yeah, perhaps. But I still reckon Deakin's too smart for his own good. He wasn't moved here for his health, was he?
Nah, it's different. Being caught over the side's just bad luck. His bird wasn't complaining, was she?
So maybe there was more to it. Maybe the squad already wanted shot of him, and that was the easiest way to do it. Anyway, it all comes down to the same thing. Deakin thought he could get away with pulling a stroke.
Well, sometimes you've got to pull a fast one to get something done.
Yeah.
Over there.
You're wasting your time. I had nothing to do with that building society job.
Do me a favour. You know what we found in your yard.
I told you.
Yeah. Sit down and save it for the tape.
Oi, does this tart boss everyone around like this? Don't know how you stand it.
I can do worse than this. Now sit down.
I'm telling you. I was nowhere near it. I've got witnesses.
I don't give a stuff if you've got the Pope on your side. By the time I've said my little piece to the jury, they'll be sending you down for armed robbery, aggravated assault, possession of illegal firearms, conspiracy, and maybe even a few more. And don't think I can't.
You bitch. This is a fit-up, ain't it? You got no one else, so you're trying to nail it on me.
All right, Mum.
OK.
Hold on.
What, you want to go for a pee now?
Look, just hang on for a minute, all right? You have a word in the judge's ear, all right?
About what?
You want the building society team? I know who they are.
I know you know, that's why you're here.
No. I know who they are because I supplied them with the guns, right? But I wasn't there. And there's no way I'm going down for it either.
So?
So, you stop trying to put me in the frame. I'll name names.
It's no good unless it's on tape.
OK, I'll say it on tape. But you dropped this line about me being involved with them. They came to me for shooters, I supplied them, and that's it, right? Now, if the stupid bastards want to go around hitting people, shooting the place up, that's down to them, right?
All right. Who are they?
They're a Finsbury Park team. Steve Parker. Phil Davis and Del McDonald.
Come on, Parker, open up. It's the police.
Gov? Rodney!
All right, get out! Get out!
Stephen Parker, D.I. Johnson, Sun Hill. I'm arresting you for armed robbery.
So, I'm in the clear, yeah? Clean as a whistle. Blair thinks we found his stuff by accident, and if Parker blames anyone for grassing him, it's going to be Blair.
Suits me.
Yeah, suits everyone. My governor was well pleased. He'll be here in a minute to show his appreciation personally.
Yeah. How much?
500?
Fine. What about you? You take over from Burnside and Roach. You keep the same deal, yeah? 10%, right?
They only took 10.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes there was a couple of bottles of scotch on top, but, 10% is fair, right? Just between you and me. And if I end up having to pay your boss as well...
Yeah, well, I reckon we can leave him out of it. But I tell you what, there's something I'd like more than 10% right now.
What's that?
Well, my governor wants to bring the D.I. in as your co-handler. But I'm not sure how the two of you get on.
Oh, yeah. What's he like?
She.
You what?
Yeah. Name of Johnson. She's black too, but you can't hold that against her. And she's keen. She wanted Nick Parker as soon as I mentioned his name.
Well, without Blair?
Yeah. But I managed to talk her around. Look, if you want to work with her, that's fine. It's entirely up to you. But if it was me, I'd be a bit iffy about having someone else fixing up the meats, you know what I mean? Maybe calling round without being asked. Not knowing how things work.
Yeah, too right. I mean, you don't know where it's going to end, do you?
Not always, no.
That him?
The governor, yeah.
Right. I'll tell him straight. It's just you and me together. Anyone else, I don't want to know.
Sounds fine to me, Dad. Whatever makes you happy.